Constructivism is a theory based on observation and scientific study about how people learn. A constructivist believes that people construct their own understanding and knowledge of the world through experiencing things and reflecting on those experiences. When a learner is faced with something new, they will, based upon their previous idea and experiences, will change what they currently believe or disregard the new information. Constructivists believe that learners are active creators of their own knowledge. In order to construct knowledge, the learner must ask questions, explore, and constantly assess what they currently know. According to the constructivist learning theory, people produce knowledge and form meaning based on their experiences. Two important concepts of constructivist learning theory that involve the creation of construction of one's own knowledge are accommodation and assimilation. When a learner is assimilating, they are incorporating new experiences into old ones. This allows the learner to develop a new perspective, to rethink previous misunderstandings, and to reevaluate what is important, which allows them to change their perceptions. Accommodations involve reframing the world and new experiences into the mental capacity that's currently present. Individuals conceive a particular fashion in which the world operates. When things do not operate within that context, they must accommodate and reframe the expectation with the outcomes. There are some guiding principles of constructivist thinking that must be kept in mind when considering the roles of educators. These views are predicated on the belief that learning consists of individuals' constructed meaning. Learning is an active process in which the learner uses sensory inputs and constructs meaning out of it. Learning involves language. Language influences learning. On the empirical level, researchers have noticed that people talk to themselves as they learn. On a more general level, there is a collection of arguments presented most forcefully by Vygotsky that learning and languages are intertwined. Learning is contextual. Students do not learn isolated facts and theories in some abstract ethereal land of mind separate from the rest of their lives. They learn in a relationship to what else they know, what they believe, their prejudice, and their fears. Motivation is a key component in learning. Not only is it the case that motivation helps learning, it is essential for learning. This idea of motivation is, as described here, is broadly conceived to include an understanding of ways in which the knowledge can be used. Unless we know the reason why, we are not very involved in using the knowledge that may be instilled in us, even by the most severe and direct teaching. There are several key persons who contributed to the theory of constructivism. Jerome Bruner is one of the foremost thinkers on education in the modern era. Born in New York in 1915, he was trained as a psychologist and went on to make major contributions to a number of fields. At the age of 96, he continues to do research at the New York University School of Law. One of Bruner's many ideas include scaffolding, which stands out for its impact on classroom pedagogy. It involves giving pupils aids or guides to help them come to terms with new skills and concepts. Jean Piaget was a philosopher from Switzerland. He was also a natural scientist that was famous for the work that he did studying cognitive development and learning theories encompassed in his view of genetic epistemology. At the age of 11, he attended high school in Switzerland, Latin, wherein one of his short pieces was the start of his scientific career. Piaget's theory of constructivism impacts learning curriculum because teachers have to make a curriculum plan which enhances their students' logical and conceptual growth. Lev Vygotsky died at an early age, 37, but despite this, he was able to produce a great body of work. In terms of education and pedagogy, his most influential texts are Thought and Language and Mind in Society, and both titles allude to his cultural theory of mind. Vygotsky believed that culture is the principal determinant of cognitive processes. In Vygotsky's theory of constructivism, knowledge leads to further cognitive development. Vygotsky focused on the actual mechanism of development. He excluded the discriminable stages of development as theory and assumptions. His theory of constructivism does not adhere to the idea that a single abstract principle is able to explain cognitive development. As a substitute to Piaget constructivism, he argues that knowledge is internalization of social activity. Zone of proximal development, or ZDP, characterizes one of the biggest differences which can be found between Vygotsky and Piaget's different views of cognitive development. Zone of proximal development is defined as the rupture between a person's actual competency and their individual perspective development. Thanks for listening to my brief presentation of the constructivist theory. Thank you. Bye-bye.